through my veins. On the pitch where the glory remains, the cockerel stands brave on the crest. North London pride, this ain't no jest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in a roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Yes, I am back. Didn't think I'd be seeing you guys again today. But here we are, with the worst case secret in football. Tottenham have sacked a manager, another one. Oh, he's left by mutual consent, hasn't he? But big up, guys. Welcome to THFC to a die home, top past present, and an exciting future under somebody that is not Igor Tudor, because Igor Tudor, as of today, I think that's the one there, has left Tottenham by mutual consent. I jumping from the frying pan into the fire does come to mind. But this was a statement put out by Tottenham. It says, we can confirm that it has been mutually agreed for head coach Igor Tudor to leave the club with immediate effect. The two coaches have left their respective roles, goalkeeping coach and physical coach. We thank Igor and Thomas and Ricardo for their efforts during the past 6 weeks, which they have worked tirelessly. We also acknowledge the bereavement that Igor has recently suffered and send our support to him and his family at this difficult time. Any update on new head coach will be provided in due course. Look, we said this a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? I think it was after the Liverpool game that I got it from the people we used that he would be leaving in the international window. Now, I'm not trying to make this out to, oh God, we were right again, but I am putting it out there. We did get it out there before. We did put it out there that he would leave. Look, and other people can say, yeah, well, it made sense. And yes, it does. But where do we go from here? And what I'm reading is worrying. What I'm reading is very worrying. We're going to welcome a few people in, and then we will get on with it. It's extremely worrying. This is a fluid information at the time. I don't get it. I just do not get it. I don't think they're having a replacement lined up already. I don't even think this Hutter guy is in the is in the frame. I think Tottenham are just doing this. I mean, they did read. I will get up the statement from Spurs. There was something else I read as well. I was doing what I was doing. I was actually on the Twitch stream doing a some Twitch stuff, and I was just halfway through that, and this news broke. I mean, they could have waited until this morning when I was live at 12 and broke it, but no. Tottenham have to do things awkwardly. Right. So that is the statement. And of course, a new head coach will be in due course. Now, there is a rumor going around, and it is only a rumor. It is from Matt Law. It's also been, as 42 minutes ago, it has been reposted by Tottenham Tears, and it does say now this is just a rumor. Just the room. Sure, Deitch, I'm sure he will be available, but it has been also Sam Wallace tell as well. He has said it as well. If I can find it, but I can't see anything on their respective page. All Matt Law TD. Let's have a look at Matt Law, see if there's anything there. It's not up on their page, but the question should be asked. As Matt Law says, another head coach leaves Tottenham, but what of the suits who hired him? Lang and Vinay. His appointment was a complete and utter failure on their part, and it is a failure on their part. There is talk of Ben Davis. No, if we appoint Ben Davis as some sort of interim manager, then I am sorry, we're doomed. I mean, I don't understand them doing it. I don't understand the thinking behind it. But getting back to Tottenham Tears, it says that Spurs may be forced into another short-term appointment. The Zebra is interested if they stay up, while Pochettino is focused on the World Cup. As we reported this morning, that he won't be coming for Tottenham. These are the names: Ben Davis, Harry Redknapp, Glenn Hoddle, Tim Sherwood, Chris Hughton are options. Checks on Utter and Deitch availability. Why is Ben Davis? Why is Ben Davis' name in there? Why? Why is his name in there? And this is not a reflection. This is a reflection I was saying this morning about how destroyed and how dead our football club is. That we're thinking of appointing a player who has no managerial experience. Yes, he may know Tottenham. Yes, he may know the players. Is he going? It's like Alan Shearer being appointed Newcastle manager when Newcastle went down. It's a desperate last throw of the dice, and it's a dice that is going to come up with snake eyes. We cannot keep going on like this. This is a disaster of a football club. This is a football club in disarray. This is a football club that is in a shambles state that is being run by absolute clowns, idiots, and gobshites. We've got two people. We've got a decrepit old fella running around in his boat somewhere that has nothing to do with Tottenham. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to waddle around my boat. Don't know what day of the week it is, but I'm going to walk around with a 21-year-old. I'm going to leave Tottenham to my children. I'm going to leave it to them. I'm going to leave it to them. Let them run. Right. Now I've just got an update for you guys. I will get to the chat. I will get to the chat. Sure. Right. I'm going to copy and paste this. And then I can show it to you guys. Sorry, I'm just sort of replying. Right. Okay, so this is the latest I've got from the people I use. And by the way, it's the same person that some of you people are slagging us off over, by the way, not anyone in the chat that have come in and said, oh, reliability, he's talking shit. It's all this. We actually, he told me about before the Liverpool game that Igor would leave in the international break. Because can I just say again, I look, I'm sorry for him losing his father, but again, this channel has been proven right and what we break and what we put out there. I just want to put a point at that because we get an awful lot of stick from people taking the piss or your sources and you HP and all this. Again, the people we use are spot on. And I don't mean to dig at anyone in the chat. I really don't. I really don't. But I just get a little bit annoyed when people take the piss out of our sources or say you're talking shit, you're talking bullshit. It's non-true. Well, it is true because we said it about before or just after the Liverpool game when we brought that up. So just putting it out there. Right. This is the latest I've got. Right. So Sean Dyche is strong favourite for short-term survival. Job Roberto De Zerbi, a serious contender. Deserve it. Serious contender, open the role. Marco Silva's in the frame. Also, Mixer Sadas for now, Pochettino and Adi Hutter. So this talk about Ben Davis, I think, is just nonsense. I think it's just somebody floating fake news around. Right. So, okay. So that is, I'm going to leave that. Actually, what I'll do is I'll scroll that down the bottom so you guys can actually. That was wrong. So I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to hide that. I'm going to do that. Sorry, I will get there eventually. It's been one of those days where everything has gone wrong. Right. I want to big up to you, sir. Adehala looks very much. I'm not even going in there. I'm not. Look, I'm not even going into that. It, it's a man I don't want at my football club anyway. But I've seen the pictures and all this. I'm not getting into that. That's fair enough. I understand. Well, I won't be bringing it up. I should have read it quickly. I want to say big up to DJ. Nice bloke, Ron Club. Yeah, big up to you, DJ. Big Jazz. Good luck. Thanks for trying. Condolences. What does Mendes Mason start? Ray Mason. I wouldn't be surprised. He's finally gone. We've got big up to Kev Flavin. He says Robbie King for the job. That is a person I would love at top. Not now, but I think in a couple of years, I think so. I think he will be there. I think he will be there, but not now. Big up to Giant 68. Big up simply Phil Fortuna losing his father, but he had to go as we got worse under him than under Thomas Frank, and that takes some doing. It really does. Jazz Fusion, not unless he gets a permanent offer. Yeah, okay. Who else? Big up to Wayne Bonner. Good afternoon, folks. So the evening crap show continues with relegation looming. What great! We've got absolutely shite owners, crap owners. Actually, they're probably we've gone from the frying pan into the fire. That's what we've done. This team doesn't give us a day's rest. I know. I was on a stream. I was on a Twitch stream. I was doing a bit of F1 Manager, relaxing. I thought I'd do a couple of hours of F1 Manager, which that Tottenham Hotspur Racing team doing very well. We are leading the Drivers' Championship, by the way. But yeah, I get news. They just can't give us a day's rest. I highly doubt in a cover replacement. Well, I don't think they have, but apparently there will be something done this week. No, please, I agree with that. Agree, Wayne. Bored at effing useless. Wouldn't be surprised if they have a player coach if no one wants. This is where the Ben Davies sort of rumours are coming in, isn't it? Big up to them. Spurs are going to roll it with Daichi. I think they might. Don't be surprised. I don't want them at my football club. I never thought I'd see the day Sean Dyche being appointed as an interim manager. I mean, this is our third manager. We're trying to do a Nottingham Forest this season. Absolutely shocking. No. If Ben Davis is announced, I'll just throw my hands up in the air and go, do you know what? We deserve to get relegated if that's the case. Ben Davis said simply, you can't make it up. If he gets appointed, then that's it. I'm just going to do that, walk off, and say, I've had enough. I'll still do the watch along to that, but I'm just saying, come on, just when's relegation going to happen? Because nobody wants to work for Lang. Exactly, and that is the problem. It's Vinay and Lang. They're the issue. The players are an issue. The whole club's an issue. The whole club's a mess. The whole club is an absolute dead. It's died on its doorstep. That cockerel was on its perch today. It was sort of on life support. Somebody's come in and flicked the switch off. Sorry. Your cockerel's died. The two of them, the Lewis family, have been weighing in the banners and found one. Yeah, they haven't. Let's see. Big up to our tail. It says, hi Jazz. It's been a minute. Hope you're well, bud. Yeah. Big up to our tail. It's afternoon, Dermot and chat. We have been here before. Groundhog Day at Spurs. Nothing to see here. Yeah, exactly. I just think the cockerel has now died. God help the cockerel. I'm going to have to go and find the cockerel now and nurse it back the better because the one we got at Tottenham is completely stuffed. Don't matter who comes in, lose 7 games because 7-8 players ain't good enough. Paul, I'm telling you now, the whole fucking team's not good enough, and the whole club needs changing top to bottom. Top to bottom. Big up to Rob said this Tottenham board that don't do come as there. I understand. Get rid of Tudor, right? It wasn't working. I get that. Okay. And they also get with his father died, it made sense. Leave it for a few days. As I said this morning, it's like Tottenham have gone into 12 days of mourning for him. Right, get it, come out. But at least when you put out a statement, right, he's left by mutual consent that, okay, we've now appointed this manager to come in and have everything done in one swell swoop. This now, will what was it again? What was the last bit of the statement again? An update on the new head coach will be provided in due course. How long's due course? A day? 2 days? 3 days? A week? You know, players are back from international duty this week. Yes, we've got no game Saturday because of the FA Cup, and it's not to Sunderland the following week. But surely a club of our stature, surely a club of our size should say, right, if it isn't working, right, thank you very much, Tudor. You've been very kind. We know you're going through a hard time. Condolence, we're here to support you. But okay, you're out. Right. Ryan Mason, you're in. I think we could accept that as Tottenham fans. We know Ryan Mason knows the club. Sean Dyche doesn't, he may know the Premier League, but he doesn't know Tottenham. We need Tottenham people to take over that know the club, that know the fans, everyone we can get behind. That's why the likes of Hoddle and Sherwood and Houghton and Redknapp make sense. If you want to bring Ben Davis into that sort of coaching role, then fine. Bring him into the coaching role. Bring him in sort of as a coach. I know he's doing his badges. Do it that way. Fine. But to say to him, right, we're going to put you as interim manager until the end of the season, that's suicide. That's what Newcastle did with Alan Shearer. Newcastle went down. And Tottenham will go down the same path unless they put somebody in there that knows the club, knows the Premier League, and has been a manager. We know Glenn Hoddle hasn't managed in a long time. We know Harry Redknapp hasn't managed in a long time. But their skill sets, Harry Redknapp's skill set is to go on there and maybe just bruise a few egos, maybe massage a few egos, get something out of them. This is just a complete circus. We've turned in. I mean, this has turned into the loonies running the asylum. It's like Joker in the Batman. Let Joker run Gotham. Let's him run Tottenham. We've now got imbeciles. We've now got people that don't know what they're doing, who are incapable of making a correct decision, running the football club, and the football club's going down to Swanee. And what they think, well, we need a few days to think about it. What have you been doing for the last week? Seriously, have you actually been there? Has Tottenham been in mourning for the last week because Igor Tudor's father sadly passed away? So the whole of Tottenham didn't work for a week. No, we're just going to sit here twiddling our thumbs, hoping something might come. It's an absolute joke. It's a joke, and it's an absolute. It's an embarrassment. Frog on the wall. You're going to be fine, bud. West Ham are going to be fine after this debacle. I don't know what you're worrying about. Really don't. You're going to beat Wolves. We're going to be the bottom three. The players are going to look at it and go, we can't get out of that. And that's us done. You know, we had to get something from Sunderland. Sunderland is a must-win game. We'd be lucky if we come out with a point in that game. I am really angry. I'm really angry. I wanted Defoe as Harry's number 2 until the end of the season. They give Defoe away. Look, I said this a long time ago. I want Harry to come in, bring Robbie Keane in, and then when Poch comes back, leave Robbie Keane within the coaching staff or assistant manager under Pochettino, and then when Poch leaves, Robbie Keane can take over, or bring Robbie Keane back now. I'd rather have Robbie Keane in now, or Harry Redknapp, or Tim Sherwood, or Glenn, somebody that knows what it means to wear the badge. Sorry, I'm not wearing the shirt. It's just shocking. Hutter managed my German side for a minute, unimpressed. Well, there you go. That's all they need to know. The Northern Ireland manager would be good. Do you know what, Gerard? That's not a bad shout, bud. That is not a bad shout. That's not a bad shout at all. That's a good shout. Big up to Patriot Happy Palm Sunday, Dermot. Yeah, it is. It's coming up to Easter week, isn't it? And because me being a Roman Catholic, it's Palm Sunday today. It's like Spurs have gone. Please, anyone Catholic, do not. If anyone, I've just seen what Patriots put it. I will read it out. You get. If anyone's Roman Catholic, I do apologise, but I am Roman Catholic myself, so I'm taking the piss out of my own religion. It's like Tottenham have gone and died on the cross, and then 3 days later, they said, "Do you know what? Here's your new manager," and it's Ben Davis. Frog on the wall in is 7 games enough to sort the squad out? No, it's not. In reality, less than they brought in Alan Shearer, I think, for a bit longer than that, and Newcastle still went down with Alan Shearer. I am sorry. It's not good enough. Go Bridge and Dermot would team up if Dyche becomes Tottenham manager. Yeah, feckin' would. I don't like Go Bridge, but I would team up with him. That is good. I like that. And he says, "Be nice, an Arsenal spy agent. You can't change." No, he's 006.5. Yeah, factory reset. What is a factory reset, Jazz? What is a factory reset? Is new owners, new manager, new squad. That is a factory reset to be. Big up to Iceman. At this point, just let the players run the team and say to them, if you get yourself to relegate, you don't get sold a bit of reserve psychology. LOL. Big up Dermot Ever. Do you know what, Iceman? It's not a bad shout, bud. That is not a bad shout. Big up to Wayne, member for 36 months. Bud, you've been here since the beginning. Can't thank you enough, bud. Thank you so much. And he says, Tottenham don't even know Tottenham. That's so true. That is so true. Tottenham don't know Tottenham. Yeah, I like this from Chad. Big up, Wayne. Thank you so much for the support, bud. You've been here since you've been here since TTG days. Really has. You really have. Right. Okay. Just let me. Sorry. Yeah. Big up to you. Bigger also to you. Mason was shocking in both since interim, but that was Son. Yeah, he did have Son and Kane up front, didn't he? Big up to Roy, 79-year-old Harry Rendap. Spurs are cooked or cocked. Either one bits. Yeah, that's so true. Big up DJ. Welcome to Tottenham Hotspur Asylum. Yeah. Yeah. We have Mr. Bean, aka Enoch, running the club, and the Chuckle Brothers, aka Vinay and Lang. Also, yeah, it really is. It's like it's like telling a 90-year-old, here's a Viagra that will give you an extra bounce. I mean, we need more than one Viagra to give this club a bounce. We need about 100. Even that might not work. Um, another new man. That's what I'm saying about Roy Viagra. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. If you don't, you cry. Big up to 1,020 if you're watching. Wow, thank you so much for joining in. I'm really touched by that. Thank you so much. If the new manager and coach rocks up on the donkey, we're winning the league. Look, I always said what happened to Joseph when Jesus was born. We all know Mary kicked him out of the manger, out the shed, and we all know the donkey and Joseph disappeared. Maybe that's why he became to manage Tottenham. Giant said may not be a popular choice, but Spurs should bin Vinay and bring in Simon Jordan to replace. I would bring in Simon Jordan tomorrow. Simon Jordan would actually do a better job than Vinay. I would, John. I agree with that 100%. 100%. What else we've got? Many people's choices. Their chances of surviving dies after appointing Tudor is too late now. Do you know simply? I think he might be right, but club winding in clearance sale factory reset. Yeah. Big up to Matthew. Big up to Rob. It says bored waiting to reply from ChatGPT. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah. Dear AI, who should we appoint next? There's Vinay sort of twiddling his thumbs. Right, guys, he's getting a phone call from the Lewis family. Who have you appointed? Oh, we're just waiting for AI to get back to us. We will get back to you shortly. Yeah, dreadful. Hopefully I'm wrong. I don't know what. I think whoever we appoint has to be a right fit. Whoever we appoint has to be right. That these players get a rocket up their ass, but also a manager that can massage some of their egos, but also give them a rocket so he can do two things, and also get the players behind him. We the fans are not the problem. We never have been the problem. We never will be the problem. It's always been Enoch, Levy, and their choices they have made. It's never been the fans, and I hate it when I hear people say it's the fans' choice. You get what you deserve. I cannot stand that. I think it's wrong. We don't deserve this as fans. Every fan has a different opinion. Every fan has a different view on Tottenham Hotspur. But we cannot, as a club, we cannot make the wrong decision because now it's 7 games to go. I think it's too late. I agree with people in the chat. I think it's absolutely too late. I think Tottenham have dug their grave, and we may get out of it by the skin of our teeth. We may not get out of it by the skin of our teeth. We may go down by a point. We may be saved by a point. Don't be surprised if they try to bring back the only manager I think can get a tune out of this place, and everyone's going to shout at me, and everyone's going to say I'm an absolute idiot for saying this. And I hope, look, big up to you, sir. Big up to whatever. Big up, thank you. Let us know where you are. I don't even know what that is actually. Is it Chinese? Is it Mandarin? Might be Mandarin. Big up to you, sir. The only manager I think going to get tune out of these players, and these players we listen to, is Ange Postecoglou. And I know a lot of fans are going, "Oh Jesus, not him again." Or what we got to lose? What do we have to lose? What have we got to lose? What have we got to lose? Have we what's the worst that can happen that hasn't already happened? We're already facing relegation. Um, we're already facing relegation. We're already a point outside the bottom three. We could be in the bottom three by the time we play Sunderland a week on Sunday. So what's the worst going to happen? And give it to them to the end of the season. What's the worst? And then do a complete reset. We're staying in the Premier League. We've got more chance of getting rid of the owners, a new owners coming in, and a total reset of the squad. What's the worst going to happen? We're a joke anyway. We're a joke of a club now anyway, and we're a circus of a club now anyway. So what's the worst? We're going around looking for Sean Dyche to come in. I never thought the day I would be a Spurs fan that Sean Dyche become my manager. We've always joked about it. We've always said Sean Dyche gets out of problems. It was always a joke. It was never going to be a reality. Suddenly, Tottenham are looking at Sean Dyche to take over. What's he going to do? The only thing he knows, sorry, got each year. Sorry, the only thing he knows is Premier League football. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You cannot keep doing the same things again and again and again and again and again because it doesn't work. These board have not got Scooby-Doo how to run a football club. And it's getting to me to the point where you might as well just appoint Mickey Mouse, get it done with. Because what this board deserves is relegation. What this fan base deserves is not relegation. What some of these players deserve is relegation. But we, the fans, don't deserve that. Why? Because we, the fans, have been there through thick and thin. I've been supporting Tottenham since the early 80s. I've seen this gone right down to the point of not getting in, not nearly going out of business. Wayne was there. Probably some of you remember them times. The infighting over Terry Venables when Alan Sugar sacked him. And then we had the Sugar years where we hounded Alan Sugar out. To what? They handed them out for these muppets to take over. And they stated what they said they were going to do. If people remember, they said, our aim is to get to the Champions League, where they reached the Champions League final. They've done what they set out to achieve. So, number two, let's buy all the property around Tottenham. Let's develop the stadium. Let's make it into a multi-purpose stadium. I understand it. A stadium sits empty for half the year anyway. But the money you make of that has to go back into the football club, because the football club is your number one priority. But no, not with this board. Their priority is hotels. Their priority is housing. Their priority is concerts and go-karts and everything else that goes around the club. I've got no problem these things happen, but at least put the money back into where it needs to go, which isn't in the football club at the moment. It's going into their fucking pockets. And whatever we think of Daniel Levy, rightly or wrongly, how he was sacked, why he wasn't sacked, whatever, he was part of the problem. And this board have come in with the same attitude that Joe Lewis had. Tottenham doesn't bother. As long as we make money, as long as we make this hotel, as long as we do this, as long as we do that, sod the football team. This is where I think now, whatever happens, our next home game, change for Tottenham, who I have great time for, have to come out and put a protest in. There has to be a major protest. There has to be a major something, because if we can turn up and support the team like we did for Nottingham Forest, and rightly so, and I think it was the right thing to do. And I'm not, I think that then, and I think this now. It was the right thing to do. We've got to come out and protest against this board, whatever happens between now and the end of the season. We've got to mix the two. Because if we don't, this club's going down the Swanee. This club's being relegated to the Championship. And where are we then? Where are we then? Nowhere. We've got an ownership that doesn't care. We've got players that don't care, and we've got a manager. We've got a manager who doesn't give a shit. Whoever that manager is going to be, it could be Ben Davis. So might as well bring him in, let him run the club. Is that what the players want? Well, give it to the players then. Let's see how well they do. Because I bet you any Tom, Dick, and Harry, they don't appoint the right man, and we lose against Sunderland, and we're in that bottom three. We're as surely as down as anything. Good shout from me, Jordan. Yeah, it is. Big up to you guys. Got to say, chat got to say Deitch to avoid relegation. Deserve a long-term project. What does Jack do? Pino anyway. Yeah, absolutely. So big up to Terry. The tutor needed time off, so did we. Also not comfortable with a gooner in the camp. No, I'm not. Doesn't matter if he's coins. He's got us. Yeah, exactly. I get you 100%. Um, it's not about managing whatever you want. It's about the health and motivation. These give little more. They want to go down. Exactly. Simply says fans, we need to bring in a person that plays. We need to bring in a person that plays system that we have played. We have plays for. No point in the defensive manager. We can't defend. We can't defend. We've got the worst attack I've seen, I think, in our lifetime, which has been said plenty of times on this channel. If we go down the board and players will blame us, no doubt. Yeah, well, I'm sorry. We're not out there playing every week. You are. It's your fault. Well said, the ownership does not invest in this club. No, it doesn't. It does not. A lot of our fans are Petras. You don't know ball merchants whenever there's a difference of football opinion. Yeah, there is, Ben. There is. Absolutely. Right, man. Don't give us Poyet. Give safe son. Didn't Gus Poyet save Sunderland being 7 points behind? I think he conceded somewhere in Gus we trust. Yeah, maybe. I did see his appointment on um on um Talksport, and he did make a lot of sense. Who else is in? Big up. Alex Crook just sent us that nobody's lined up. Of course nobody's lined up. This is Tottenham being Tottenham. This is Tottenham being Tottenham. Of course nobody's lined up. I get that. I get that. What do we do then? Baz, I mean, I'm already throwing my hands up in the air anyway and saying this season's done, but I can't. The club is emerited. You live and die in relative failures of 3 others. Yeah, 22 games. I know. I get that, and that's the stupid thing about it. That is how stupid that comment does sound in a way. I get it. He lost 22 league games. I get it. I understand that, but tell me who comes in and saves this football club? This club is killing it. It's eating itself. It's destroying itself from the inside out. It has completely destroyed itself the inside out. I have no idea which way we're going to turn or where we're going to go. This team were informed is destined to go down since the 10th game at Chelsea when we got destroyed. Yeah. You know what, Sam? I think you're right in that. I really do. I just laugh at people that say Pep or Klopp couldn't get anything. It's like that's sort of nonsense. Maybe they could, maybe they couldn't. But I think the players would respect their managers. I think that's the problem. These players don't respect anyone. Would they respect a Pepper and a Klopp? Well, one thing, Pep and Klopp would demand respect. That is the problem. They would let the players know. I mean, if you got Paratici telling the board back in September, October time, that the players are turning up late, there's a bit of lawlessness around the training ground, the players are doing what they want, then surely alarm bells should have been ringing. Or hang on a minute, something's not right here. But no, we leave it. We sack him then at the worst possible moment. We bring Tudor in. What's he done? This man's a firefighter. This man's going to get us out of problems. This man's going to save our football club. He always wins his first game. Didn't win any. 1-1. A Champions League game. That was it. In fact, he's made it 20 times worse than we were under Thomas Frank. As someone else said in the chat earlier, that is not an easy thing to do. So who's ever at Tottenham today or Hotspur away, and I'm sure this decision was made a week ago. I'm sure it was made after our last game before we went on international break. I'm sure it was made on the day he left the stadium after not Forest game. But let's leave it a week, lads. Let's put it out on a Sunday. Nobody can attack us on a Sunday. Just leave it to then. It's fine, lads. Yeah, we'll leave it a week. Radio silence. It's shocking. It's disrespectful. And this club and owners have to change. The owners have to go. They're an absolute look. And I'm putting it this way: I'm somebody who sat on the fence with Enoch and Levy, and I was always on with Levy, praise him if he does well, and criticize when he does wrong. And I've always had that sort of outlay and everything. This club's a joke. This club is an absolute fucking joke. Ended up like Leicester City, about to get, yeah, we are. And we're financially, I don't know how financially are, but I think we're not financially secured either. I think there's been some fuck ups in there as well. I don't see who can come in and sell. I don't see who can come in and salvage this, Robert. I agree with you, bud. I do not see who can salvage this. I don't think nobody can salvage this. We may stay up by the skin of our teeth. We may, because West Ham may lose games, and we just stay up by the skin of our teeth. But what happens if West Ham put 2 or 3 wins together and Forest do the same? We get caught adrift at the bottom, then we're going down. If we go down, these players will know more for taking us down. Then, yeah, exactly. I mean, what 12 months they've gone from winning the second most important league trophy in European football, and then the following season we could get relegated by the same group of players. It's going to be shocking. We've got be thankful for small mercies. Igor Tudor has gone. Some new doors will open. Yeah, I get it, bud. But I'm not a happy bunny. Bende, Spurs side chat. If that is what Tottenham are going down, I'm just gonna throw my hands in the air and say fuck it. If we stay up, we need to let these players go. I've had it with the Robert. They've got no motivation to even get out of bed in the morning. I've seen people with. I said it before. I said it before, and it's something that's really stuck with me. My father passed away about 24 years ago, and he died of cancer. And he didn't stop working. He didn't stop working. He kept going. He kept going until it was physically impossible for him to actually work, and that was near the end. He would go to chemo and be ill, but still turn up get up at 5:30 in the morning and come to work. These players are a shambles. These players are an embarrassment. These players are an absolute lazy bunch of wankers who don't care about anyone by themselves. These players don't care, especially the international players, don't care about if we stay up or go down, because what they got coming up, we've got a World Cup coming up in the summer. I can't get injured for the World Cup. Romero cares more about Argentina than he does about Tottenham. Yeah, he may put out a good front about I'm the captain and I lead by example. Yeah, well, where's your same desire when you're playing for your country? Where's your same desire playing for us? You're the player that's got us into this mess. Where Nottingham Forest, you get dispossessed near their end, but you can't be bothered to run back. If that was Steve Perriman or Gary Mabbutt or Danny Blanchflower, you'd be damn sure he would sprint back as hard as he could to get back in to get the ball back to start again. It's I love my football club. I love my football club. I love doing this channel. I always said it. My wife and my boys are my first love. Tottenham and this channel is my second love because I love doing content. I love doing Tottenham content. I love YouTube and I love content creating full stop. That's why I've got a gaming channel and a political channel. I love it. It's a job for me. It's my full-time job. This is what I do for a living. I can't work because of my own health. I've got heart problems, which I've got worse. I'm not going to bore you with what I've got. I'm not going to bore you with it, but yeah, I've told somebody today how my heart is, and that ain't great. I've got to change my lifestyle around. I've got to go for more tests, but these players don't care. That's not the point. These players don't give a shit about our football club. And if we go down, I'm going to be heartbroken. It's going to ruin my summer. But these players won't care. They go off to the World Cup. They go and play their international games. They won't give a shit. They put in the transfer request. Yeah, we're going to move. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And even now it's upsetting. Even now, I'm getting upset because of the way this football club of mine is at the moment. And it really is getting to me. Because I care so deeply about this football club. I've supported this football club since I was 4 years of age. I'm now 49. I'm 50 next February. I've supported this football club through thick and thin. I've seen us win trophies. I've seen this nearly go out of existence. I've seen us battle relegation. I've seen us win the second big European trophy. And all I've seen is these players don't care. They don't care about us fans. We're the problem. We can't boo them because we're not true Tottenham fans. Well, listen to me, Mr. Porro. If you pulled your finger out of your ass and played a little bit better, maybe we wouldn't be in this mess. And it angers me. And I'd be here next season if we get relegated. I was still doing all my shows. I was still here supporting us in the Championship because this is what Tottenham fans do. We follow this club through thick and thin, through rain and shine. We show more support for this football club than this club show us. I, I am really angry. I'm really upset by this because I'm watching a club that I have followed all my life, from childhood to teenage years to young adulthood to now to a middle-aged man. I'm coming in 50, so I'll be another 10 years. I'll be into my old age. And I don't think these players get it. I don't think these players or the owners or anyone gets it, what this football club means to us. All they care about is season ticket money and money that they can put in their own pockets. That's all they care about. They don't care about building for the future or building. Let's build on us winning the Europa League. Yes, we're going to have to sack Ange, but let's bring in a manager that can build on it, that can build on the shoulders. What did Thomas Frank say? I'm going to build on the shoulders of our success. Well, you did a great job at that, didn't you, Thomas? You really did, bud. Because what you managed to do was ball things. You managed to make things 30 times worse. Then Tottenham then decide, no, you're right. Igor, Vinay and Lang, No, 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 Lewis family, we trust Thomas Frank. We trust Thomas Frank. He's the manager. He's our man. He's our man. He's the man that sees truth. He's the man that gets trophies. He's the man that brings us the glory. Yeah, we back him. We back him. Yes, we do. To the Lewis family thought enough was enough. We're going to sack him. Then you got Vinay and Lango. Oh, you can't sack him. You can. You can't. He's sacked. Then they talk to Paratici. Who do you think? Paratici doesn't give a shit. He's now in Fiorentina. No, he's going to give a shit about what happens to us. A man that run at the first sign of problems. You know, we stopped buying for 2 years. What does Paratici do? Oh, sorry, guys. A club in Italy want me. I'm going to go there. That's more fun. They were worse than we are. They're at the bottom of Serie A. I'm going to go there. It's more fun there. I'm going to have more money to spend. Silence is golden, isn't it? It's. I cannot describe how hurt I'm feeling at the moment. It it's just this football club. If it won't kill you, it would send you to the mental asylum. Let's get back to the chat. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to go on the runch. Klopp, sorry, yeah, big up. Big up to Juris TV. Klopp is coming home, hopefully. Yeah, he may be going to Liverpool because I think you need him. Never known Benito. Pay your coins, take your chances. That's it. Rodney Martin, all you care about is all they care about is money. Exactly. This isn't good for your heart. Look, Jazz. Yeah, I know. I put up a post. Only one person knows what's fully going on. Mr. Tronkos knows, but only one other person knows what the full SP is. I'll know more this week, but it just makes you think, doesn't it? It really makes you think. Hopefully, the new manager can keep you up. Spurs have been in top league longer than I've been alive by 1 year. Look, they went down the year I was born. And we nearly went down under Ozzy Ardiles. We nearly went down under, I think, Jerry Francis. Was it Christian Gross? I can't remember who was in charge when Klinsmann came back and saved us. But yeah, it does, bud. It does. Big up Tottenham. Talk Tottenham. Can you trust them to get it right? No, I can't. Time to talk Tottenham. No, you can't. Oh, that reminds me, guys. I have joined the podcast of Tottenham fans, and I got invited to join the podcast. I will get the name, but sorry, I just wanted to give it a bit of a shout if I can because I'm due on there this week. I know a lot of people follow me over on it's the Legacy Spurs podcast. I have joined there. So it's the Legacy Spurs podcast group. So we are doing the podcast this week. So guys, it will. But what I'll do is it'll be on X, but I'll try to download it and put it up on the channel, if we can. But yeah, if you can get over and give us support. It's just generally it's a couple of Tottenham fans. I got an invite through X, and I was delighted to join. So yeah, talk Tottenham. Yeah, he's one of them. Big up to you, sir. I could see you in there. We need to get you one actually. We need to get but yeah, big up to everyone. There. Jazz says nothing can be built on the club besides its permanent ethos, style, play, and hard pass stick. And yeah, it's true. Thomas Frank should have relegation. His CV, he is one of the responsible. I know the one that gets full responsibility for this is the board, but simply you're right. Thomas Frank does have to take responsibility for where he's put us against. Big up to Jad's Carl. If it is Poch's, it's very likely transfer window is ruined before it starts. Enid would like that. Of course they would. Like you, Dermo, I am furious with this club. I am absolutely livid with this football club. Mind yourself, lad. I love the Arsenal. Well, big up to you, Tom Hickey. Look, like and subscribe. We've got many different fans come in here, and as long as you're respectful, that's all I'm asking for. I love the Arsenal. I've been following them from Ireland. Whereabouts in Ireland are you, bud? Let me know. Whereabouts in Ireland are you from? I live in Wexford, so let me know which county you're in. Over 40 years. I love the banter, but for fuck's sake, mind yourself, mate. I will do. Cheers, Tom. You're an absolute diamond. Big up to you, sir. Jazz, it won't cause if we stay up, a lot of these players will leave. Yeah, they need to leave. Not that card that's given. Hard to buy a manager won't arrive until midsummer, and that's the problem. We're total. I don't know where we are going. There is no more updates. So the latest I can tell you is this: that Igor Tudor has now gone. He has left by mutual consent. I read that statement once again for you guys. We can confirm that it's been mutually agreed for the head coach Igor Tudor to leave the club with immediate effect. Well, I think he left after the Forest game, so they've waited a week to put this out. They should have put this out the day after, get it and done with, and get on with finding a new replacement. His assistants have left their respective roles of goalkeeping coach and physical coach. We thank Igor and his team for their efforts during the past 6 weeks, in which they worked tirelessly. We also acknowledge the bereavement that Igor has recently suffered and send our support to him and his family at this difficult time. An update on the new head coach will be provided in due course. When will that be? A week's time? Who knows? Who knows? I give up. Nick, I was asked when I was a kid. I'm a turncoat. Oh, no, when I was 13, my dad was a gooner. I told him he never spoke to me for 2 days. That's funny. I love that, Nika. I love that, Zika. Listen, guys, that is it. Any more updates? Of course, we're bringing to you first and fastest here on THFC till we die, as we always do. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, and we will be back with any latest. There will be a Tottenham update tomorrow. Now, it wasn't going to be, but I'm going to have to do a Tottenham update tomorrow. If you can all do me a favor, right, and put it into the chat here. It is Mrs. Tron's birthday tomorrow, so can you all wish Mrs. Tron a happy birthday? And I will, I will put a post it in up in the post section. So if you can wish her a happy birthday on there, I will show it to her. I'd be really appreciate it if you could. But guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. I've got things to do. But anyway, we'll be back later. With anything breaks, of course, I'll be back as soon as it breaks. Even before it breaks, I'll be back. This is your channel of breaking news. This is your channel that you can trust that the news we give is 100% spot on. So we'll see you later. Come on, you Spurs. In the mighty cockerel we trust.